My name is Gretchen Bonaduce, and that is spelled Gretchen and Bonaduce.
Perfect. So, like I mentioned, off camera, we're doing 5 questions that I've asked each candidate, and you can answer them as short or as long as you like. They're really simple, not entrapping at all. So, question number 1, why are you running for Bisbee mayor?
I am running for Bisbee mayor because I feel like I can bring a lot to the table. I think my expertise is being a businesswoman. For instance, I bought 2 houses that sat on the market for years and years that nobody wanted and turned them into really successful businesses. I took a restaurant here. We've tripled the numbers. We now have opened a second location in Sierra Vista. So I think I bring a business sort of mind to being mayor.
So, question number 2, this kind of runs hand in hand with question 1, but what are some of the issues within Bisbee that you're hoping to tackle if you're elected?
Oh my gosh, there are literally so many. We have a parking issue. We have affordable housing issues. I feel like we're not connected between Warren, Bisbee, Naco, and San Jose because our parking issue is so bad that I feel like when people go to Old Bisbee and they get a parking spot, they never come anywhere else. So they're missing out on all these other great areas of Bisbee. And so I'm hoping to somehow connect them with a, I don't know, I don't even know how yet. We've been discussing a trolley, maybe just vans running constantly, but we need to connect all the cities here.
Perfect. Any other issues that you're looking to tackle?
We have at least 13 businesses that are for sale in Bisbee right now, the buildings themselves. And I feel like if we could get some great investors to come in and buy up the buildings and open up whatever businesses, it would be great for taxes, great for jobs. So that's definitely one thing that I find really important, that we try to get these businesses sold. Roca is a 5-star restaurant. If we could attract a big chef, you know, I've been on Bobby Flay's show. I used to go to Mario Vitale's restaurant in the West Village all the time. If I can get someone like that to come in and take over Roca, that would be incredible. So many people come here just to eat there. So I'm very excited about trying to bring in investors and business people because we are a tourist town. And that's kind of a hard walk because I know we have a lot of retirees here and they're on Social Security and pensions. And so, you know, they really don't want things to change that much. But having said that, we are a tourist town, and without tourists, we don't have businesses. I employ 16 people in this town. If I don't have tourists here, I have no jobs for people. So I feel like that's really important that we have enough things for people to come here to do. A lot of times they'll come and they'll stay for like a day or two and they leave because they feel like they've done everything. And so if we had more things for people to do, like if all those businesses opened up, that would be incredible.
So number 3, you were just kind of touching on it with the tourism aspect. As far as Bisbee's economy goes, it's improved over time, you know, since some of the lower points, but
Right.
how could you continue to improve upon the boost the economy has seen? How can you continue to boost it?
I think just drawing attention. I constantly promote this town like crazy because it's just such a magical little place. I mean, the downtown, I've never seen anything like it. You know, it's original from the turn of the century. You know, we have the stock exchange and the board is still up from when they were trading at the turn of the century. I think that's just such a lovely thing to attract people to this town. We have the mine, we have the mining museum, we have the graffiti museum, Artemisia, and we have Banksy's and Warhols and Keith Haring's. Like, what little town are you gonna go to and be able to see art like that? You know, we are so fortunate that we have things like that to offer in Bisbee.
Any other ideas that you have offhand?
One of the things that I think is really important is I think that San Jose is really underserved for families, and I'd love to be able to provide something out there for them, like a pool out there, anything that's family friendly. So that's something I definitely want to concentrate on as well. I mean, they pay the most taxes, and I feel like they're the most underserved community that we have here. So also I've been trying to talk to the youth of the community. In our city charter, we have a youth council, and it's now defunct because we don't have teenagers that are interested in politics. So I met with the head of the student council, and I said, I really want to get together with the students when school starts and try to get them excited so that we can have the youth council again. And I just feel like that would be really amazing, because so many decisions that we're making right now are going to affect them. It's going to take us years to do a lot of these things, and I feel like they should have a say, you know, in their community. So I'm excited about that. I love kids, and I feel like being able to deal with teenagers and get them excited about politics would be exciting for me.
So question 4 is a little bit of a harder hitting one. You know, there's a big thing with the conservation of Old Bisbee,
Right.
keeping it as it is, keeping the culture as it is. The Valentine's Day fire obviously left a pretty, we'll call it a medium-sized mark on Midtown, downtown Bisbee, Main Street Bisbee. Under your, if you were elected mayor, how would you handle kind of the preservation to the best of the ability of that certain block, and what are your plans going forward for that?
Well, I think we have to preserve Old Bisbee. It's what attracts tourists to come here in the first place. It didn't affect us. It was literally 2 doors down from our restaurant, so we were very fortunate that we didn't have any real damage from the fire. One of the things that I think we need to do is investigate more about people's insurance to make sure people have enough insurance. You know, some people are underinsured, some people don't have insurance, and I think it's important that we make sure that everybody has insurance, because you know what just happened down there. It was really devastating for a lot of our businesses. You know, as I said, it didn't really affect us, but several of the people had to close for weeks and weeks, and the street was closed. And so I definitely think we need a fire truck that has a ladder truck is what it's called. And I've been doing a fundraiser on GoFundMe to try to help facilitate getting that into the city. So hopefully I'll raise some money. I mean, it's a lot of money. I'm not going to raise that much money for the whole truck. But yeah, I am trying to do what I can as a citizen of Bisbee, and you know, I care about it. Like our whole town could have burned down. You know, we were so lucky the winds weren't high that night. You know, we have to also thank the Bisbee Fire Department that they were able to contain it to 2 buildings.
So my last question is kind of bundles it all together, right? So you're running for a 2-year term.
Right.
The future of Bisbee is longer than 2 years, but for the foreseeable future, for the near future, what do you think is in store for Bisbee?
I think we just have to push the tourism. You know, to me, that is the key to everything. It brings in tax dollars. You know, I think we also need to have transparency as to where that money is going. And that's going to be really important to me, that the people of Bisbee know exactly where their tax dollars are being spent. And I know there was a lot of concern about Airbnbs. We kind of got overrun, and I run them as well, but I also try to be responsible and do 3 of my units for locals, and I keep the rent affordable, so I try to do both. But I think when they implemented, like now you have to have a license, the fire department has to come and do a walkthrough and sign off. You can't have like an electrical heating system, so they've made it a lot harder, you know, just to have an Airbnb, and I think that's knocked out quite a few of them. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I think safety is a big issue, and so I'm kind of happy that they have implemented the things that they've done to make sure our tourists that are coming are going to be safe.
So when you say they, when you're referring to like the Airbnb and such, who is they?
The city has kind of come down on the Airbnbs because it was kind of out of control for a while, where a lot of the local people couldn't find a place to live because it was all Airbnb. So yeah, they really started coming down on that. So I don't even know how many, I don't know the number, but I know quite a few were not able to function after that. So our number of Airbnbs is definitely down, for sure.
Okay, now you're...
Oh, another thing that is super important to me that I really want to try to, in the 2 years that I'm here, find an investor to put in a 50-room hotel. because we cannot get conventions here because we don't have to have a 50-room hotel. And, you know, most conventions are like, I'm not going to put 10 people there, 10 people there. You know, we need one place where we have a facility where they can meet and have all the people in one space and a pool. So that is really important to me. Like, if I could get Hilton or Hyatt or somebody to come in here, most likely in San Jose, because I really don't think there's any room for that in Old Bisbee. So I'm really hopeful to try to bring that in.
Is there anything else that we did not talk about that you would like to touch on?
Yeah, no, I'm serious about this. I know that some people think that I'm just goofing on this and they're accusing me of doing it for a reality show, but I'm not. You know, I'm definitely not going to turn down a docu-series for Bisbee, and if I'm the key to bring that in, so be it. Like, I'm excited to let the world know what a cool little town we have. And it just brings in more people. And that when I ask people, sometimes I'll go, hey, you live here, when is the last time you went down to Old Bisbee and bought anything? And they go, oh, I don't do that. And I'm like, well, who do you think is keeping those businesses afloat? It's the tourists. You know, it's just a reality of what the town is about. We need the tourists to come. We need them to come year round. And that is kind of what I want to focus on, is trying to A, bring in all the businesses, B, get the 50-room hotel, C, open more businesses so there's more things for people to do. Like, I just was in Phoenix. I went to see Alanis Morissette on Sunday, and there was a super cool, like, little mini golf place with a bar, and I'm like, oh my God, that'd be so great if we could get something like that to open up in Bisbee. And I think our location's so perfect because, you know, we're 30 minutes from Tombstone, which brings in a lot of tourists. We're 30 minutes from Sierra Vista. We're 30 minutes from Douglas. So, you know, we're kind of a good spot for, if you want to travel, you know, you can kind of hit all those places.
Awesome. Anything else?
I guess the most important thing, because people think I'm not really qualified to do this, which I actually am, is that I'm always going to go to the people for the answer. I represent the people, and that is how I'm always going to rule. You know, not what I want. I'm not going to take any money from people for my campaign because I really want to be able to vote however I want to without feeling pressure. Well, I gave you money. So, you know, I'm not going to do that. I'm also going to donate my salary back to the community because I feel like that it's not that much money that you get being mayor, but, you know, that little bit of money can make a difference for a lot of people. So I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, I'm just excited about the opportunity. I hope people will consider me.
Cool. I think that's a great bite.
Yeah.